a leader and you've been a leader. You've been in circles where you've been the only, the first. And if we could just go back and just what made you want to be what you are today? Or did you see it where you, oh, I always wanted to be this?
Mhm. Well, first of all, thank you. And it's always an honor to be in conversation with the Black press, such an important aspect of preserving and telling our stories and our perspectives. So thank you for that. When I think about really, it's interesting that you asked that because when I think about what really got me started or what it really was growing up around people who saw something in me before I even saw it in myself. And it started with my parents, my mother and my father, but really my mother, who told me that, I could do and be anything that I wanted to be. She always told me to reach for the moon because if I slipped, I would always be amongst the stars because that's where I belonged. And so, when someone tells you that over and over again, you begin to believe it. And also, my church was a very important aspect. And so, early on, Black women always played a role. And so, subconsciously, I learned to appreciate the role that Black women played in community. I watched Black women lead in our church, in my community. I watched them cheer others on in the community. I watched them help and support each other. And so I saw sisterhood in real person in a first person. I experienced it. And, even something as simple as a child, I would always get an extra long Easter speech. And my grandmother would make me stay up all night and memorize it. And now I have such a deep appreciation for it because, when I would get up and I would perform that Easter speech, and my grandmother said, "You just do it like you feel it." And I literally thought I was like, on stage, and I would give that Easter speech and I would get a standing ovation. And they were like, "Oh, baby, oh, we can't wait to hear your Easter speech." But that gave me a level of confidence. And so what they were doing, they were instilling a confidence so that, fast forward 25 years later, you know, 30 years later, when I am giving a speech before the United Nations, I'm nervous, but I'm not so nervous because I had that confidence and it was instilled in me in an early age that I belonged in any space that I gave myself the opportunity. And anytime that I prepared myself to earn that space, I actually belonged in those spaces.